approve of it, though. Like,
Yeah.
he accepts it, but he doesn't approve of it. And that's a whole thing. I think we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yes.
But.
Berdine explains that Raina makes her feel a certain way. She goes all the way into it. And Richard realizes as she's talking, it's the same way that he feels about Kaylin. And so he kind of feels like an asshole a little bit. And he tells Berdine about Zed telling him that he should forget about Kaylin. And so he can relate. He can't tell her the real reason that Zed didn't want to be with Kaylin. Because the Mord Sith don't know who Kaylin is. They don't know about the whole Mother Confessor thing.
Right.
Because they popped up after. And that's still weird to me, though. Because they're, like, super close to him. And so, in my head, they all know. But they don't know.
Yeah, no, they know of her. They've literally never met.
Yeah. So they don't know about the Mother Confessor thing, and it's just a whole different thing. Anyways, so they end up going through another shield, and he sits down with her on a bench to continue their little chit-chat, and he tells her nobody can tell her how to feel. He doesn't understand or approve, but being friends mean they don't have to be exactly alike.
Okay, so I like the first and the third points. I don't have to understand. We don't have to be alike. We can still be friends.
Uh-huh.
However, the approval, I don't feel like it's his place to approve or disapprove. Now, there's one way to look at it, like, he's the boss, you know?
Well, yeah, well, and I guess just the term I don't approve definitely implies that it's not a good thing that you're doing, and I don't agree with it. So it's negative. Berdine takes it negatively, and she tells him she's going to return to Dahara the very next day, so he doesn't have to be guarded by somebody that he doesn't approve of, because most people would probably take it that way. Richard definitely doesn't realize the weight of his words as the Lord Rawl, and how disapproval from somebody in any type of authority, even your friends, like having disapproval, it's not...
Oh, yeah.
It's different, though, coming from the Lord Rawl. So he should have just left it as, I don't get it.
Right. That would be the actual friend move.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but whatever.
Or even the boss role, if you aren't trying to tell her, like, anything negative about her. Like, if you really just don't care and you're fine with it, just tell her you don't get it. Not that you disapprove.
Right.
Because that implies that there's some bad things tied to it.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. If she was dating a man and he said, I don't approve, you would assume he didn't want it to go on anymore. And he would want it to stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
so,
right.
Like, Richard then, though, tells a story about losing a childhood friend because he didn't understand how his friend could marry a girl that treated him like shit. And Richard hated the girl because of it. He realized now that he lost that friend because he wasn't willing to let the friend be who he was. So he ended the friendship because he was frustrated.
See, this was a little bit weird for me because it's one thing if your friend is being treated badly by another person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's another thing if maybe you just don't like that person,
Yeah.
but that person's being nice to your friend. That would make more sense. I did not understand. I mean, okay, I understood the story, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, she just treated him like shit the whole time, but he was in love with her. And I was like, that's bullshit. Well, why is he in love with her if she's treating him like shit?
I think this is just one of those cases of Richard can't be a bad guy, really. So he couldn't have just hated the girl for no reason. He had to have a valid reason to hate her. So she was a bad wife or whatever to him. But so Richard had valid reason to dislike the girl, but he still shouldn't have judged.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it didn't specifically say what it was she was doing that was mistreating this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe she just, like, talked bad about him whenever he wasn't around. Or maybe she stole all of his money and had a 10-person gang beat the shit out of him in an alleyway. Who knows? It's a vast difference.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of that might have helped his story, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was one of those ones that was trying to paint him still in a good light, even though he was the one in the wrong.
It was, it's a gray area.
It was supposed to be a story about him being in the wrong, and he still had to come out looking
on
not
top.
Bad. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing it does is it compares this friend who's making a bad decision to Berdine and Raina.
Yeah.
They're the friend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I had this other friend who was doing really stupid shit. And now we're not friends anymore because he was doing bad stuff.
So I should just accept it.
So you should learn from that lesson that my friend did bad stuff, and now we're not friends. You following me, Berdine?
No, that's not what he was trying to say.
But that's what he said.
No.
I'm just
trying to say he shouldn't judge.
He was trying to say that he shouldn't judge. But I guess my point was that his experience with this is he also has another friend who is doing bad stuff.
He also compared him to boiled peas.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Personally, don't like him.
Yeah,
so
he's definitely not making great comparisons to lesbianism. Okay, I get it.
He's just so flustered. He's like, peas and this other lady and
everything I hate.
Fuck.
Yeah, lesbians. Okay.
I'm in lesbians with you.
Anyways, the point he was trying to make is being a friend is liking a person for who they are, Nate.
I know.
Even the parts you don't get, those parts become unimportant. If you truly care for them, then who they are is why you like them in the first place.
Right, and none of that other stuff really matters.
Yeah, he likes Berdine.
Was not trying to misquote Richard. I was just having a little bit of fun. I'm sure I'm going to get blown up for that, but at the same time, it was worth it a little bit.
Well, Berdine is fine with it. She gives him a hug and tells him how relieved she is and how happy Raina's gonna be when she finds out that he's not gonna, do horrible things to both of them.
And then he'll tell them that they have separate rooms tonight. No celebrating.
No PSA. No, that's not how you say it. No PDA. Fuck. Public service announcement. Wow, my brain is like a totally different place. PDA, that's what I meant.
We're also going to change up the Mord Sith uniforms. From now on, it will no longer be skin-tight leather. You guys are going to wear baggy denim, and that'll be it.
If you don't like it, burlap sacks.
Oh, God. We can go worse. You want worse?
When they stand up from their bench, randomly, the wall slides to the left. And it's fucking weird, and neither one of them mentions how creepy that is. They just walk right into the fucking wall hole and down another stairway into a dank, wet room.
For just a split second, I thought you were going to make a glory hole joke.
No.
The wall hole?
Wow. My brain doesn't go to glory
the
holes,
wall
but
hole?
I've never seen one. So.
I mean, I've never seen one personally.
I'm just saying that was not where my brain was going, okay?
I'm a bad person.
So since they are friends, Berdine thinks that she should be able to tell Richard when he does things she doesn't approve of. So she tells him that she's not happy with how he treated Kara, and Kara is angry about it. Okay? She explains that he treated the other Mord Sith like they were guilty too when Berdine was under the spell. Then when he found out the truth, he didn't fucking apologize. He didn't say shit to anybody, and, that's not cool, man.
He never made it right, and Kara held on to that, apparently, which you can't really blame her for.
No.
Especially in the last chapter, we see how much she actually cares for him. She stuck her neck out and says, no, I am the person that's taking care of the Lord Rawl right now. He is my responsibility.
Here's my moon blood.
She cares. Gross. She cares, though.
Uh-huh.
Really, really. And so Richard just kind of missing an opportunity to say, hey, man, I'm sorry about that.
And he locked her out. He left her.
Really hurt her feelings.
Yeah. That makes Richard feel pretty shitty.
Good.
And he asks why Kara didn't say anything. And Berdine looks at him like he's a fucking idiot and reminds him that he's the Lord Rawl. So he could, beat her and she wouldn't say shit to him about it. So Berdine is going to say it because we're friends now, man. We've gotten to a different level, me and you, Richard. So I could talk to you about this. She's not going to. They've now made it to this strange corridor with a cobblestone floor and smooth tube-like walls covered in gold, and it kind of reminded me of the Traverse City, the tunnels underneath the Traverse City Hospital. Well, it's called the Commons now. There's, like, tunnels underneath there, and you can do, like, tours, and it's pretty cool.
Or you just meet a guy at a bar who decides to take you down there.
Yeah, and it's really nice because it's hot outside and it's cool down there. And
it's always like a nice 60 degrees down there.
But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So I was like, okay, I get it. I understand where they are.
We should post a picture of that to Facebook to let everybody know what it is we're looking at.
Yeah.
When we talk about that. It's all hand-laid brick. Like...
in a tube.
Yeah, it's a tube. It even had a curved floor to help deal with the water that inevitably would get down there. It's very medieval looking and badass, if you ask me. Built in the 1800s, late 1800s. That place is fantastic.
Yeah, we can make a post about it. Anyways, Berdine reaches out to touch the walls. And Richard's like, hey, don't do that. If you do that, you're going to be deaded. And so she doesn't. And Berdine asks him, though, at this point, why he said he didn't know anything about this place when it seems like he knows the place like the back of his fucking hand. Richard suddenly figures out it's because she's been talking to him and distracting him the whole time, so his gift has been guiding him along with his instincts. So that's why he got through the little puzzle room and shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame his gift wasn't there while they were having that super in-depth conversation. Probably could have helped him out there. But yeah, you can't blame Berdine for wondering why, after telling everybody he has no idea what he's doing here. He's just like, we're going to take 2 lefts, then a right. We're going to go down the stairs. We're basically going to play Don't Step on the Crack.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get to this big door, and it'll be unlocked, and everything is gold. And like, what? Where's any of this coming from,
they're
dude?
going through a labyrinth right now. It's crazy.
Literally said, when we were outside, you've never been here before.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So.
You've told me not to touch like 6 things.
He's just giving mixed signals left and right.
At the end of this gold tunnel is a round tower room, at least 100 feet across. It's really fucking large, with spiral stairs going up the inside of the wall. On the stairs were certain spots with landings and doors, and there's shafts of light coming in, and one of them seems like there's a really large window up top. I'm not really sure why all of this was in there, but it felt important.
Just so you can paint a picture in your mind.
Yes, we're painting a beautiful masterpiece of a tower room. So there we are, in the tower room. And he can't tell how tall the tower is, but it seems like it's at least 200 feet tall. And it descends into darkness below. Berdine is uneasy about this shit, and Richard thinks he may have seen something move down below.
I knew it. Told you, there's something scary in the bottom. Called it. Called it.
Well, it's just it's strange that we're at this deep into the castle and then castle keep thing, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, there might be shit in here, and maybe we should be like, he's being kind of cautious all the way through here, but I don't know. It's just weird that he's all of a sudden like, oh no, things.
Yeah, now that they're all the way in, you know what would have been really useful to have? About 500 guys.
Yeah, that might be
able
helpful.
to check that shit out for you before you got all the way down there, maybe?
Well, he didn't seem to bring any, like, supplies or anything with
Nothing.
it. Like, okay, he's got a sword. That's all I need. Sword
Just
and cape.
a sword and Berdine.
Yeah.
And the cape.
He tells her to stay close, and if something happens, she needs to try to get out. She bluntly tells him that she's dead if something fucking happens to him. They're way too far in, and she's never gonna, A, remember, and B, be able to get through all those shields and, like, the weird puzzle floor. It's not gonna happen. So, Richard, at this point, wants to use the cape to check stuff out, and tells her, just wait here. Berdine refuses. Tells him he will not go alone. She is his protector. Plus, this is not something she said, but this is my interjection. I'm dead if you are. So fuck you if you think you're gonna leave me alone in the dark on the stairs because you think there's danger out there? Are you kidding me?
You know where danger is, Richard? Danger is wherever you're left alone in the dark. I'm coming with you, dude.
Yeah. And as far as we know, okay, he's got this little orb dealy, and he might leave it with Berdine. But we haven't seen if Berdine can light the orb thing. Because Richard was with her when it started to light up, and he's the one that fucking touched it. So, if he leaves it with her, there's a very good goddamn chance it's gonna go fucking black. There is no goddamn way anybody is leaving me standing